Hey, welcome back to the Happy Trekkers channel. My name is Mike, and we are out here in the Yuha desert today, which is not too far from Mexico. And I think we're going to see some really interesting sights out here. One of the things I want to see are oyster beds. We are 90 miles from the ocean, give or take, and there are oyster beds out here, so it's pretty interesting. The desert's fascinating. We're out here with the West Coast Offroaders, about 15 trucks today. I am the sole forerunner, so that makes me unique, which I kind of like. The cool thing about this trail is that it is right next to the border of Mexico. I guess Mexicali would be the closest sort of large town. I don't know what's exactly across the border, if anything, but that, when you look at the map, is closest. That's kind of cool. I like that. And it's just neat because I grew up in Florida and I wasn't close to the border of anything. I guess 90 miles to Cuba, if you look at it that way. But it's always kind of neat to be so close to Mexico to me. You will see Border Patrol. They don't bother you at all. They don't really care. If they stop, I guess, you know, you just let them talk to you. But the few interactions I've had with Border Patrol thus far have always been very pleasant and very helpful. So as you can see, these aren't very high hills. I think the max gets up to like 500 and something feet above sea level. So it's not really high, but nice bumps and jumps here and there to hit and just have a good time. There are a ton of trails and lots of fun things like this to do. Make sure you take a map with you or an online map like I have on X, something like that that's going to help you get around. Again, there are a million trails and you'll find your way out eventually, but you don't want to get lost in the desert. This time of year it's not so bad, but if it was summer, it is actually quite dangerous. Hey, so I am out here at the oyster bed. It's so strange. This is in the desert. Again, I'm 90 miles, 80, 90 miles or so from the coast, from the Pacific coast. And there are beds of these oysters. They kind of look like this. They're a little hard to see at first, but once you see the first one, you start to get an eye for it. They're oysters. What else can I say? Some of them are more obvious. They look like fully developed oysters, but they are millions of years old. They are they're pretty neat. It's really kind of cool, and there's tons of them out here. I don't believe you're allowed to take them, and I'm not going to take them, but it is pretty cool to see. And as you can kind of see as I pan around here, I'm in the desert. This isn't a sand dune. There's no ocean over the edge there. It is the desert. Very cool. Very, very cool. After lunch, it was time to head back out on the trail and get a little dirt on the tires and just have some fun. I like this area a lot. I definitely want to come back and do it again. Now we did head for the Geoglyphs, which are really interesting, but I'll be honest, from ground level, they're really difficult to see. So we did stop, as you see here. There's a couple right here, and then there's a little bit larger one that's fenced in. That's where we had some fun. He just couldn't make it. Almost did. Some really soft sand right about there. So he tried 2 or 3 times and just got bottomed out every single time right in that same spot. And you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It wasn't because his Jeep wasn't set up correctly. It certainly was. He just hit really soft sand and it was time to break out the winch. But that, of course, did not stop other guys from taking their shot at it as well. And they fared a little better today. This FJ is really nice. He is really set up well, and I really enjoyed that FJ. Being one of the 3 Toyotas, we had a Toyota 4Runner, that was me, a Land Cruiser, and this FJ. He hit pretty hard there at the end. No major damage, although he did tear up some of the inner fender well there. But, you know, hey, that can be replaced. And this is the other downside of the desert. It is very dusty. So there were times I literally could not see anything in front of me other than dust. And now we're getting towards the end of the day, and the sun is starting to come at that right angle where it's hitting you right in the eyes. And it was time to head back and air up the tires and just reflect on a really fun day. So today was a really good run. It was, it was really easy. It's a really easy trail. It's just a fun trail. It's not a technical trail. There's a few hills and some fun, but nothing that's going to break you. Nothing that's going to break the machine that you're driving, and generally speaking, nothing's going to get you stuck. There's some soft sand, but that's about it. But a really nice drive. I just love being in the desert. So I'm going to tell you this every time I go to the desert. I love being out here. It's really fun. This time of year, this is December. California. I'm in a t-shirt. It's December because it's beautiful out here. But yeah, I had a really great time. Thanks so much for the West Coast Offroaders for putting this together. A really enjoyable trip, and I am very happy I came. Hey, I really hope you liked that video. Let me know what you thought. Have you ever been out to this part of the desert? Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any trails I need to see or anything specific out here that I missed. I would love to come back, and that'll give me a great excuse. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notified every time we drop a new video. In the meantime, keep on trekking.